I wanted to. I tend to look for themes, I think, rather than plots. I don't really tend to think about plots very much, and I wanted to write about love, and specifically love at first sight, and so if you think about that, and then I started thinking, where's the worst place? It's a film, so it's a drama comes from the bad stuff. So what's the worst place you could possibly fall in love at first sight? And walking up the aisle to your own wedding just kind of occurred natural. I was talking with my wife about where it could be there, that would be bad, could be there, that would be bad. I tell you where would really suck: walking up the aisle to your own wedding. And so then it just from there came the rest of the film. Well, Lena I'd known for years. I did. She was in the first thing that I ever wrote about 12 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. She was brilliant in that, and is always brilliant. I think she's a fantastically truthful actress. She never tells a lie on screen, and is warm and charming and real and stunning and great. She's immensely charming, and sympathy is like I said before, sympathy is such a big deal for the character. You got to be with her, you got to be on her side, and so I really wanted to meet her, and flew over to New York and was just knocked out by her. She's just ace. We knew the accent was going to be a great big deal, and she's from New Jersey, and I talked to a voice coach before I went. And she said, find out if she reads. Whoever it is, find out if she reads, because if she reads, you've got a chance, and if not, then you haven't. And Piper walked in straight. She's just really smart. I mean, she had an accent anyway that was. She'd done another film, so she was on the way. She read for me, bless her, unprepared, and the accent was okay. But she's really smart, and she's just enormously charming and funny and vital, and rarely. When people are that beautiful, she's prepared to kind of goof around, and that's incredibly endearing as well. I think it's a very intimate thing to be a florist. You're there at the very intimate moments of people's lives. And I think you are. I think you're a roadside therapist. I mean, I think people tend to tell you why they're buying flowers. You tend to buy flowers at reasonably momentous occasions, births, funerals, weddings, whatever, and the florist is part of that, and you tend to kind of babble about why you're buying them. I'd like those, please, because my sister just had a kid. And, suddenly you're telling this complete stranger something about your life. And I was fascinated by that idea. And it also serves a dramatic function of letting you kind of know where Lena is at, where her character Luce is at, and throughout the movie she doesn't really have anyone to talk to, in the same way that, Rachel's guilt with Heck is dramatised, her problems with Heck are dramatised, and Lena's character doesn't really have that. And so I tried to use the people coming in as a kind of dramatic counterpoint. If she kicks someone out of the shop when she's really upset, then it'll tell us about her, and if she comes for somebody crying or whatever. So hopefully they're funny, but they kind of, take you further into her character. But I just loved the idea of a florist that, counsels. I thought it was very funny, and Lena did it hilariously and beautifully. She's so sympathetic anyway. You want to tell her stuff. So. It's a tough part, because he's, there's not that many men that are prepared to play someone left in that way, and not to make him a dork. Do you know what I mean? Your temptation is to kind of go with the whole hog and make him into a prat, and I was always and Matt was fantastic. When I did some rewrites at one point that kind of pushed him a little further in that direction, and Matt was very, he was like, this isn't what I signed up to do. And we had a really good meeting about it, and I was like, you're right, I sold you out. And he was absolutely right in respect to him. He's brilliant. I was enormously not proud of his performance, because it's got very little to do with me, but thrilled by his performance. He's funny and charming, and you do understand why she leaves him, and that's a fine line to walk, and he does it blindingly. He sat down, Tony, and it's a big regret of mine in the film, as he was reading with my sister, who read in for me really brilliantly, and Tony was reading, and he was just building up to his first line, and Claire, my sister, was doing her lines, and I just saw the expression on Tony's face. Thought, that's him, that's Ned, that's his character. And I meant to stop. I should have stopped it then and gone, please keep reading, because I'd love to hear it, but by the way, you do have the part. You know, before he said anything, it was just his face. He's so good looking, Tony. He's so preposterously handsome. And I really wanted that. I wanted Celia's character to be right, to be frustrated, because he could be so amazing. Do you know what I mean? They should be having fantastic middle-aged sex, and he's letting her down. Celia I wrote it for, because she's a genius. And she came in and was delighted to find that she's as lovely as you hope. So she came in and said yes, that was easy. We got someone specially called Shaheen Baig, who's a brilliant casting director anyway, but particularly good at finding kids. And she went around lots of schools. We had a day on one Sunday. I met 150 kids, and from there we took 6 and read them. And a couple of weeks later, but basically Boo walked into the room. She slouched into the room with her cap on backwards and these huge baggy trousers that she wears in the film. And I was like, oh my God, that's her. I really hope that girl can talk. You know, as long as she doesn't open her mouth and turds come out, that's age. And she was great. She's really smart, really funny. Spooky Boo. I mean, she was just she's just a genius. She knew all her lines and everyone else's. She's better prepared than every other actor on set. She'd do whatever you told her to do. Lovely to give a note to, because she would just perform it. You know, most kids, they tend to do what they can do and not really anything else, and you just try and cast a kid that is that thing. But Boo can, you know, change and grow on screen. She's remarkable. It was bliss, basically.